LeetCode problem 392 is subsequence. So in this problem we are given two strings, yes and t. So yes is a small string and t is a big string. So our task is to check is yes a subsequence of t. So a string yes is a subsequence of t if characters appears in the same order. You can skip characters in t, you cannot change the order. Okay, so given two string yes and t, return true if yes is subsequence of t or otherwise false. So see, so in this problem we are given yes a b c, okay, and t a h b g h g d c. Okay, so in t a b c, okay, see a b and c, okay, so the order is same, so it was true. Okay, if yes is like a x c and t is like a h b g d c, okay, so ex not found, so it's a false. Okay, if we have different edge case, if yes is like empty string and t is like a b c, so empty string is always a subsequence, so it was true. Okay, so you are just think like you are walking through string t. Okay, you are searching characters of yes one by one. When you find a character, you move to the next character of yes. So we are going to use two pointer and greedy approach. Two pointer, one pointer for yes, one pointer for the yes, and one pointer for t. As soon as character match, we accept it and move forward. Okay, we start from two pointers. Okay, first I for yes, okay, I for yes and j for t. While both pointers are inside the string, if string of I is equal to s of I is equal to t of j, if yes we move I. Okay, always move j. At the end what we do, if I is equal to yes dot length, all characters found. So let's try then. If we have yes a b c and t a h b g d c, okay, first yes of I is a and I is here, okay, yes t of j is a, so it match, so I goes here and j comes here. Okay, second b, s of b and t of j is h, so it does not match, so j will be moved, j will comes here. Okay, next is s of b and h will go, it becomes b. T of b is matched, so it will be I plus yes b plus, so it comes c, I comes here and j comes here. Okay, what c s of I and t of j does not match because c and g does not match, so j comes here. Same c and d does not match, so j comes here, it's match. So in n I is equal to s dot length, so it was true. Okay, let's take another example. S is A X C and T is A H B G C. Okay, so I and J. Okay, S of I is A and T of J is A. It's match. So I plus plus J plus plus. So I comes here and J comes here. Okay. So S of X and J of H. H does not match. So J will increment J plus plus. फिर से S of I is X and T of J is B. Does not match. It increase. It's come here. B G X G and X does not match. Comes here. X and D does not match. It's come here. J X and C does not match. So in this case, not X was not found, so we return false. Okay, let's write down the code. So first pointer for S, first pointer I for S and J is for T, string T, while I is less than S dot size and is less than P dot size. If S of I is equal to T of J, I plus plus S and J plus plus. Okay, next also just return I is equal to S dot if all characters of S are matched, so in size. So the time complexity of this is big O of n and space complexity is big O of 1. That's all.